Thank you, Mr. Chair. Commissioner, I believe that Petitions is one of the most important committees in the Parliament because it does provide a real tangible link between the European institutions and citizens. And Mr. Chichester was telling us about the explanatory memo. Well, I got a few figures from that, and it tells us that since 1997 over 20,000 petitions have been dealt with, and in the last 3 years alone 323 main petitioners actually addressed the committee. So that is a genuine link to citizens. However, of course, the reason they're there in the first place is that they have concerns about the transposition or the application of European legislation. So it is our duty to respond in a real and meaningful way. And of course, one of the most significant areas is the area of the environment, which represents 20% of the total of infringement cases. And the Environmental Impact Assessment Directive is a case in point. Indeed, my own member state is before the courts, having failed to properly transpose that piece of legislation. And I've personally come across a number of cases and situations that were adversely affected by this, including one in my own constituency in Donegal, a place called Carnagarv, and the construction of a sewage system. Another issue that's been highlighted is the obstacles faced by persons with disabilities to free movement. And it's not just the physical obstacles, but the inability to travel without a personal assistant. Most of us hop on a plane, a boat or a train and off we go. But for people with disabilities who can only travel with the help of a personal assistant, I'm afraid the words free movement of persons is a hollow promise from the EU, because many member states do not provide that service. Finally, there's just one thing I can say in light of my experiences on the Petitions Committee. It's that we need to be honest with citizens. We need not to overpromise. We need to be clear about possibilities and avenues for redress. And above all, we should not use the Petitions Committee to simply pass the buck.